Hey everyone, look at this cute 4th of July decor piece I made out of just a regular soup can. I washed it out and dried it and it was good to go. So I'm using these printables that are in my Etsy shop. There's all kinds of vintage little labels and tags in kind of a vintage yellowish color, and then the vintage just kind of an off-white color. There's different sizes and different ways to display them. They're perfect size. Both the vertical and the horizontal ones are perfect for a soup can, but perfect for all kinds of decoupaging on kind of little signs or soup cans or other kind of cans, or even paper. Do some paper crafting, some card making. So the link to that listing will be below this video. So to start out with, I'm just using a round sponge paintbrush that I got on Amazon, and I'm using chalk paint in the color Milk Jug by Folk Art. And I found it on like anything slick or like metal or glass or things like that, chalk paint definitely works best. But I dried it and I'm putting a second coat on, and it works best if you kind of pounce it up and down rather than try to get stroke marks, because you will see all the stroke marks. And this way it just kind of gives even coverage all over. So this is a second coat. I dried it in between, just daubing it up and down, getting it all over. And then I will get down inside too. I don't go clear to the bottom, but I get probably at least about halfway inside. But first we're getting the outside, and then I will dry that really well. You have to be careful not to get it too close or touch it afterwards, because that heating tool gets the can very, very hot. So now I'm dabbing it inside, as you can see, and along the lip of it. And I even do a little bit of a second coat on this as well. And in this video, we're not going to fill it with anything today. I mean, that's something that you can decide what you'd want to fill it with. Today, we're just doing the can only. I'm just giving it good coverage to everywhere that will show. Then I will dry that, obviously. So I wish I would have pounded holes in my can before I painted it, but it worked out okay. But I think really it's smarter to do it before you start your project. But I'm just putting it on a block of wood and kind of holding a nail and hammering it in. And it was trickier than I thought it was going to be. So I get it so it's poking through, and then I turn it over, and then I put it on the outside. And then I do the same thing right across, straight across. I'm doing different things trying to get that hole. So this side I started on the outside, and I probably should have started on the inside like I did the other one. But anyway, little trial and error, and I got 2 holes on, one on each side. So now I'm going to go all over the can with my Kiehl's Dark Sealing Wax. And I just kind of daub it on my dauber and get the excess off on a paper towel, and then just kind of put random spots of sealing wax. It just gives it that vintage look, that aged, worn look. Just putting it in random spots, and then all over the bottom and the top. And when you dip your little brush in the sealing wax, it kind of gets too much almost. So you have to just touch it lightly, and then use a paper towel or something to wipe excess really well. And it dries pretty quick, so you want to, if you need to wipe some, you got to do it kind of quick. So now I'm doing the same process on my little label that I chose to use, going around all the edges. And this is just regular copy paper that I printed it on. Just making it match the rest of the can. I'm just getting my holes and then finding out where the center is, and realizing where I want to put the paper exactly. Then I'll put some Mod Podge under that area. I had to look at it kind of straight on, and now I'm just pressing it on there and then getting those edges really well again. Just keep working with it so it presses flat against the can and all the grooves on the can. And then I dry it with my heat tool, and at the same time I'm pressing down the edges that kind of want to pop up until they're good and adhered down. And once that's dry, then I went all over the can. I put a layer of Mod Podge all over the can. And I decided it needed a little bit more of the distressing with the sealing wax. So I'm going in all around that label and a few other random spots. So it's looking very vintage-like, vintagey. Oh, and this is where I put the layers. So that's right, I did the extra sealing wax first, and now I'm going over the entire can with the Mod Podge. And I'm using the matte finish Mod Podge and not the gloss. You can do whatever way you want. Just the layer of Mod Podge will just help protect that, the chalk paint from chipping off the metal can. So now that it's dry, I'm going to put 2 rows of blue twine around the top. So I'm starting in the back, gluing it. Just put a couple dabs of glue here and there. And I'm pushing it clear up just right at the lip of the top of the can. And I thought this looked really cute. Just added a nice touch to it. And it would have looked great with either the red twine or the white twine, or the natural jute color twine would have been great too. So I'm just gluing that end down in the back. So now I've got these long, I think they're 16 inches, brown floral wire. And they're just brown colored, but they look rusty. So I love these because they don't have the messy feel of the rust, but they look rusty. So I've got these wooden beads that I actually put in a baggie of paint the other day. And so they were already painted for my project today. And then I'm just deciding where they're going to lay on the top of my wire, and then I'm bending around, completely around, and then back down again on both sides of those beads. Trying to get them to match and look even. And then the sides that are going down, I thought I'd put a couple little curls or twirls or whatever you want to call them, just so it's not just straight, it's all bent and kind of uneven. And then I go in from the inside of the can out of those holes on each side. And then I get it positioned where I want it and how high I want it. Keep pulling it through until I get it positioned where I think it looks good. Then I cut the excess off, leaving about an inch or so. Then I'll just use some needle nose pliers and curl that up to the can and then press it flat against the can. Do that on both sides, and then I will arrange the loops in the wire, and my beads and everything, and make sure they're positioned where I want them to be on the can. And you really could have left it like that, but I had these little wood tags, so I'm using my navy blue Posca marker, and as you can see I haven't used this one yet, so the paint hadn't come down on the marker yet. So you just keep pressing it on a paper towel or something until it comes down. And I'm gonna, actually, these are acrylic paint markers, so it's acrylic paint, and so I'm gonna get it completely covered, and then I'm going to dry it real quick and give it a second coat. Just like I would with regular acrylic paint. Sanding it lightly, and then I'm going to use my white Posca marker and write USA on it. This is my desktop vacuum cleaner. I love this thing. It gets all the paint particles, sawdust, all that kind of stuff up. So I'm trying to decide what position I wanted to hang it. And I'm starting with the A, and then I'm going to the S, and then the U. And if your paint is not fully dry, the white will pick up that color a little bit. So I did kind of have a little bit of blue on my white marker, but I just kind of pounced it on my napkin a few times. So now I'm taking that same blue twine, wrapping around my fingers a few times, so there's 3 loops on each side, and then I take one of those tails and wrap it around the center. And I'm just going to glue that kind of at an angle on the right side where that wire comes through that hole of the can. Right now I'm just arranging my loops. And it would have looked really cute if I didn't even put these embellishments on. But I decided to put the bow and the little wood tag. And so I'm using that same blue twine. And I'm just cutting off a piece. And I will glue it on the center of that bow. And I've got this large lot of buttons that I've been using. I got these on Amazon, and there were 200 buttons in all kinds of shapes and styles and sizes, all kinds of vintage buttons. And I'm just taking a basic one, and I keep a needle and thread at my craft area, and I'm just going up and down those 2 holes. So when I glue it onto the center of the bow, it looks as if it's kind of sewn on. So I'm gluing those ends of the thread down. I just glue that right in the center. Then I'm trimming up those tails of the big bow. And I think it turned out super cute. I love this. I hope that this inspires you to create something similar. Really appreciate you watching, and you have a whimsical day.